Silver Wolf, let's get started. Hello, Grand Bountiful YouTube Empire. We're back with part 4 of the Wild Dogs Training Arc, the last part before the Level X Tournament, and I'm working on some more custom Beyblade work. This time, I got some acrylic paint. I didn't have a primer, and I wasn't sure how well the paint would work without one, so I started with white as sort of the base. Frankly, while I'm happy with how things turned out for the most part, I think the brush paint method wasn't the way to go. Maybe I needed a better brush, or maybe I needed better skills, but I just couldn't get the precision I needed, and I think it shows a little. I don't think I recorded it, but later on I switched to using some acrylic paint pens, and I like the results I got from those a lot better. For now, I'm focusing mostly on painting the launcher hooks exclusively, as according to the official Takara Tomy rules, or at least the diagram, these are the only legal areas for customization besides the gear chip. Though I'll explore a bit more with painting other areas later on, both based on the fact that the rules really just say you can't alter any areas that make contact with the stadium, other parts, other blades, or would otherwise affect performance in any way. And also, at the tournament, I saw a few Beyblades that had a bit more customized areas than mine did, which made me feel more comfortable about branching out further. And here, once again, V5 of the Battlepass. This time around, the art was pretty much the same. Still working to make it a bit more visible. I think V2 still had the best visibility overall. But the only real change this time is the style of holographic paper I laminated it with, which had more of a Beyblade-esque design, although the paper itself was thinner and felt a bit cheaper. I thought it might be a good idea to include some QR codes that link back to the channel and our Beyblade vlogs. Unfortunately, I'm not sure the QR code added much. It is scannable, but it's a bit small, making it hard to scan without getting super close. Plus, at the tournament, it didn't really come up to scan the QR code, though that may have been because Jose and I handed out cards with QR codes on it instead. And just to showcase the final Battle Pass designs thus far.
Let's go, day 7.
Hello, Great and Bountiful YouTube Empire. We're back on day 7 of training. Yes, today we're going to be focusing on getting Ben's deck ready for the tournament.
Yeah, me and Christian did some secret mountain training yesterday. We got our little decks already filled out, but we're going to test them out with Ben. And we have a special hidden guest. But yeah, you'll be seeing that maybe later on. Alright?
Let's get to it.
Alright, so who's going first?
Hand me my wolf.
Where's your wolf? Wolfie.
The first one. The other first one.
So we're looking at somebody. Who's going first?
Yes, Louie, who's going first?
Come on, man. I gave you a pro setup.
3. This is my Silver Wolf on 960 Glide, which I had decided would be the build I'd be using for my deck during the secret training session with Jose the day before.
I was eager to get our guest Louie in the ring, so I made him challenge Christian. He's using Phoenix on 480 needle.
Is that your Thunder Rod?
No, this is my Silver Wolf. But that's actually a really nice setup for your Phoenix.
Yeah, you just need a big spinner.
Alright.
Sticking with Silver Wolf Glide.
Then it was my turn to jump in with Viper Tail. 460 flat. I'd had my own secret mountain training with Louie and I was itching to battle.
Venom 360 point. So in the last filmed training session, I mentioned that I was looking to decide whether or not I wanted Drigger or Phoenix in my deck for the tournament. Well, during my secret training session with Jose, while I was figuring out the answer to that question on a whim, I decided to try out my Venom Beyblade again. It had been my main attacker during the previous tournament after all, and I hadn't experimented with it any further since then. At the time my parts had been limited, but now I have many different avenues to explore.
It's time for me to unleash Steel Samurai 570 Gear Point. This blade was a gift from Louie.
As it turned out, Venom still held up, and it ended up becoming the official third blade in my tournament deck. I even painted it with that classic red and blue like the outlines on Venom in the '94 cartoon.
Plus, Venom comes with me.
Yeah.
And you've got your Steel Samurai now, right?
This is the Steel Samurai.
Oh, that is the Steel Samurai. Alright. Then I'm going back with Wizard for the silver wolf. Or really, in my case, gold wolf.
Yeah, Silver Wolf is a contender for the new meta.
But it was time to get serious, Jose. Working my laser rod.
Christian got that Japanese price pack.
And today I finally get to reveal and introduce my green Wizard Rod, 960 Freeball. The green Wizard Rod is slightly lighter than the yellow one, but I found the difference in weight to be negligible, especially for the sake of style.
Knocking out the finish. God.
3, 2. Alright, we'll do one more and then I want to see what you're working with. 3, 2.
With Chiin making adjustments to Ben's deck, I wanted a couple rounds against our special guest, Louie. I'm, of course, using my Wizard Rod 570 dot, and Louie is using his Phoenix on 470 taper.
Oh, you actually did pretty well though.
You did pretty good.
Then he switched to his Wizard Arrow on 380 needle.
Wizard Arrow is also a stamina type.
So he's spiking. One, two, three.
In the next round, he swapped it out for tapered.
Back in with Steel Samurai on 360 Gear Point this time, instead of 570.
It's a subtle change, but I hope the shorter ratchet might help with his attack strategy.
Explosive. But it's using a lot of stamina quickly.
I don't know if it's going to benefit you that much, but try this.
Elevate? Okay.
I was curious about how Steel Samurai would perform on the Elevate bit. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I just hoped the bit's unique properties might give it a little extra oomph to his attacks.
You want to tag in, Kirsten?
I'll tag in. Let's go with Venom. Just to level the playing field a bit.
Tagging in with my Venom 360 point.
3, 2, 1.
Dang. Put me in the garbage.
3, 2, 1. Maybe I'll try something a little less violent.
Knock your bit out and your bed shit out, bro.
Yep.
I was going to switch over to my Silver Wolf 960 Glide. So I chose to swap to Wizard Rod 960 Freeball instead.
Then I swapped over to Keel Shark 360 Taper.
Everywhere but where you're supposed to be, bud.
That one seemed like a launch angle problem.
No shark, you need like a specific angle to actually be viable.
Oh, that might have been part of the problem. I think part of the extreme the dash line might have been popped out a little bit.
It was at this point I realized that with Ben choosing a deck full of attack types, if we wanted him to win consistently, we were really going to have to work on his launching angle. I also wanted to help prevent him from self-destructing.
That was pretty good. 3, 2, 1. Jose, let me borrow your Wizard Rod real quick. I'm borrowing Jose's Wizard Rod.
In my personal opinion, the Wizard Rod I'd set up with 960 Freeball seemed to be possibly the peak of Wizard Rod stamina builds, so I thought Ben might have an easier time if he was up against Jose's 570 Dot Wizard.
You're not gonna outspin it.
Which, at the time, I thought might be a more common build since Silver Wolf was still fairly new.
I want to test 2 things. Actually, no, 3 things. This you won't be able to use in the tournament because I'm actively using this one. But I did want to see how it does with the free ball bit. 3, 2, 1. Still got a little stamina with that. Did want to do a quick test with Elevate. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Stop circling me.
3, 2.
After that, I had Ben switch over to Gear Point because after reviewing the footage from day 6, I felt his Keel Shark had performed best while utilizing that bit.
Oh.
After a short break, I started training with Louie. I didn't like how crazy Keel Shark was moving, so I switched it back to Taper bit.
Meanwhile, Louis brought his Neon Claw 370 Taper. Then he switched back to his Wizard Arrow 380 Needle.
I'll let you use my Wizard Rod.
Back to training against Wizard Rod 570 Dot. After that round, Louis switched things up with his Phoenix 470 Orb.
Trying out the point bit on Keel Shark now.
We're getting there. Is there any gears that I'm gonna have?
Well, you have a gear flat, which is pretty similar to the gear point you were using. You also have Cyclone.
Let's start Cyclone.
Keel Shark 360 Cyclone.
3, 2, 1.
So burst takes advantage.
Takes priority.
Takes priority.
I will say, I'm not sure what the extreme dash priority is. I'm not sure if extreme dash outs take priority over bursts.
Louie swapped the bits to needle.
I explained the victory priorities back in part 2, but just to refresh, extreme dash takes priority over burst now. With that said, the burst very clearly occurred first, so the priority is a moot
You
point.
think I should be using stock wizard rod?
Again, I don't think
3,
anyone's
2,
gonna use stock.
1.
There we go.
He's what, 3 for 3?
No, this is the first time for Wizard Rod.
Yeah, but just in general.
Like 3 bursts, yeah.
2.
I think we're getting close. I think this might be it.
Might be a container. Contender. I don't know why I can't talk today. 3, 2, 1. You use Wizard Rod, and I'll check Keel Shark for this. 3, 2, 1.
Again, I wanted to figure out what the best launch angle for Ben would be, but it's something I haven't experimented with much myself yet, so I figured I'd try out Keel Shark and see if I couldn't find the right angle myself, so I could better teach him.
I'll let you use your Keel Shark again. Try angling down slightly as well. 3, 2, 1.
I'll let her rip it.
I appreciate a little silver and gold in that.
I'm tagging back in again.
So it will be a burst.
I think you hit the pocket first, though.
So
I'm not sure.
first start, first priority.
But there's also timing on this too.
Timing out.
Whichever happens first gets called, but it's at the same time.
1, 2, 3.
Basically, the burst priority wouldn't have taken effect in that battle because Ben's Keel Shark was hit out of the stadium before Wizard Rod burst. So in a real match, that would have still been Wizard Rod's point. Typically, if a match is too close to call, the ref will call a rematch.
Level to try to be as low as possible without scraping. 3, 2, 1.
That angling really works.
3, 2. So much for that. It wasn't an X patch at all. I think your Keel Shark is pretty set up. What do you think, Chris?
I think his Keel Shark is good. Your Samurai is one that I know you really.
Moving on to the testing out my Steel Samurai, starting with 360 ratchet and taper bit.
Let's try this. It's going to give you less stamina, which unfortunately you do need the stamina, but I think it does make you a bit faster.
trying out the rush bit. Then, Christian had me try the same setup, 360 rush, but with my red Duran instead of my steel samurai.
Try that one more time.
Yeah.
3, 2.
Thought about trying my Cobalt Dragoon 960 taper for this round. Attack versus attack.
Trying out a new combo on Steel Samurai, 460 needle.
Cobalt.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
So this one, we built it to either knock you out or burst. So it's doing its job. 3, 2, 1.
This one ain't it, Christian.
I swapped out the bit for point.
Well, since you did a small change, let's do Wizard Rod.
Switch to the point bit.
And I'll switch back to my Wizard Rod.
After we shut down the top camera so it could cool down, Ben continued to practice against Louie, who's back to using his Phoenix on the taper bit. Meanwhile, Jose and I looked through more parts.
Card. What's that?
Louie switched back to his Leon Claw on Orb.
I'm like Ray. And he's like Tyson / the Professor.
I went back to testing my Keel Shark 360 Cyclone.
Louie changed things up again with Phoenix on taper.
But he wasn't the technician.
They're talking about which members of the Blade Breakers were most like. Since I'm the one who usually figures out their Beyblade builds, they often like to call me the Chief, like Kenny. That is, when they remember his actual name.
There's also that one, like, little kid with the really big glasses. I can't remember his name, though. Kenny. Is it?
I'm serious about this. For a Phoenix, it's pretty light. You want to be as
Then Louie switched back to his Wizard Arrow on Needle.
stop toying with it. Get him! Get him! Get him!
Oh, wow.
I'll spin.
Give me that Phoenix, boy.
Give me that Phoenix, boy.
I was itching to challenge his Phoenix with my Steel Samurai.
I let Ben borrow my Unite bit for this one. Unfortunately, I've got one of the defective ones, so the extra little point on the Unite bit doesn't really do much.
It's like they're dancing. Oh, buddy.
Ben's Steel Samurai got launched out of the stadium and sliced through Ben's energy drink can.
Oh my god! It's shotgun, dude.
It's a shotgun.
My Steel Samurai bounced off the wall, sliced through a drink can I had on the floor. I hadn't even opened it yet, and ended up having to shotgun the whole thing in one go.
All the way back here in Beyblade G-Force where the train gets canned. Ben.
Monster, sponsor me.
Show me the gash.
Hold on, you can't wait. That's like $6 worth of Monster right there.
Wow. Wish we would have got that. I know. That would have been sick. Oh my god.
Pretty sure I let Ben test out the Excel bit for this one. Excel is the bit that comes with Dran Buster, and also Aero Pegasus. It's basically a version of Flat, made with more gears so that it moves faster on the extreme line, though it loses more stamina on the line as a result.
Then, I tried Steel Samurai on point. Louie changed back to Leon Claw.
Come on, dog. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. What?
3, 2.
And then he changed to Wizard Arrow.
Ben's options were limited, and we'd already tested most of what he had available, but I was curious about what else we could do to play to his strengths and style preferences, so I let him borrow my Dran Buster. I wanted to see how he'd handle it. Stock 160 ratchet, but it's on the Unite bit.
Louie switched back to Phoenix.
There's a manufactured defect in some of the Unite bits. So the Unite bit, as you can see, it's got that little ball in the center. Yeah. It's supposed to be tall enough that that ball touches the ground. So if you hit it at an angle, it'll move around and stuff, but then it will stabilize. But several of them were made where that ball was too short, and so it literally does nothing.
Look at 2.
After a short intermission, I decided to figure out the third member of my deck. This time, I'm working on Viper Tail 460 Needle, and now he's using Wizard Arrow.
Needle versus needle.
That 460 ratchet really was just doing me dirty. That was the same one that we had on your Steel Samurai that kept bursting all the time. Just don't like me, dude.
I really tried with that 460 ratchet, but I don't know if it was because the protrusions on 4 are so big, or if that specific ratchet of Ben's happened to be really loose, but either way, it wasn't working for us. It just kept bursting. Ben didn't have much else at his disposal, so I bit the bullet and tried his 380 ratchet from Rhino.
Oh yeah, I'm great for all this.
Needle wasn't working great for Ben either. While I personally like the tilting gimmick Needle provides, it's really not that helpful if you're constantly being launched into the pocket. Plus, I know Ben wanted to focus on having attack types, so I had him swap out Needle for Gear Point.
Three-pronged ratchet was a little bit more important than you having a short ratchet in this instance, because I don't know, this ratchet just is really bad for some reason.
Louie switched to Leon Claw 480 Needle.
But I am definitely noticing that the height does make it destabilize a lot faster.
Yeah.
Then he switched to Phoenix, this time on taper.
Which is the reason why shorter ratchets are usually preferable, because they have a lower center of gravity.
Louie changing back to Wizard Arrow, 380 needle.
So saying that
You know, I'm starting to see how how that hole came about.
your old guy,
The hole in the pocket. I was just thinking about what that Beyblade did to that soda can. And so of course it did that to the pocket.
Do it in the right hands. These things is dangerous.
Okay, which ones do we have settled for Ben right now?
Right now,
Kill
Ben
Shark.
is definitely using Kill Shark.
I think that's his ace.
Yeah, I think we're pretty solid on Drawn Sword and then his Steel Samurai.
So Samurai, we need to figure out and
I think
bench.
pretty much, it's like, is he going to be using Steel Samurai or Viper Tail? Because I know last time we kind of settled on Viper Tail, but Viper Tail seems to be replaced.
Well, I tried to switch to Steel Samurai.
I'm not even gonna call that a win. I just chased you.
It's a win. A point's a point, bro. Especially in a tournament.
Nah.
First gets you up. All the stamina only gets you 1 point.
So the tournament doesn't go by wins, it goes by points?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that first
First, I agree. I looked at it very recently. I think burst and ring out are 2 points, and then extreme finish is 3 points or something. And extreme dash finish is when it specifically goes through this hole.
Louie's back on Wizard Arrow.
So do you get a point if it goes in the pocket and then comes back out?
If you win.
Well, I was just wondering if it was like... if that was just like... It looks like it has to stay in the pocket.
That one, I think, depends on the rest.
Like I said, I just wanted to know if it had to stay like in the pocket or if it was just like it went in and then came back out, or if that was a point, or...
Tail Viper 160 dot.
Don't know the answer. I think I asked someone about it once, and I think they said if it like hits that back area that yours just did, then it would still count as a loss even if it came back. But again, it might be a ref by ref basis.
Since there was no contact, that would actually have been considered a self-destruct and would have garnered a rematch.
I'm just trying to get it.
Louie switched back to Leon Claw. Now he's back on Phoenix.
I did not notice you were fighting. I thought you really came over.
Oh, that's my bad. I didn't notice that you were. I should have waited until you jumped right there. So you're sending out for the 30th, Louie?
I swapped out Ben's 160 ratchet for a more stable 370.
He wants to collect them all before he decides.
Come on, Louie.
I think you got what it takes.
Louie switched to needle.
Ben's blade burst into the trash bin.
Straight to the garbage.
Yeah.
I always feel weird because a lot of my opinions on certain parts differ from the general consensus, but I mean,
It works, bro.
it does work, but
People feel that way about the parts for a reason.
Louie. Try using this one. We're gonna put them directly head to head.
The constant swapping was fun for variety, but it made it a bit hard to gauge the progress of Ben's builds. This time I gave Louie Ben's Steel Samurai.
Well, Steel Samurai definitely really wants his position on the team.
He's just like, I don't work for this. You're new to this.
You trying to replace me? I don't think so.
I'm telling you.
I figured testing it head-to-head against Viper Tail might yield easier results to parse out, which would be better suited to Ben's deck.
Either way, he's pretty set up. One of them. We just need to figure out his bench.
Steel Samurai is definitely a bit better than I would have expected. Because I know Steel Samurai is also one that I think Zenki particularly doesn't like.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a problem.
Yeah, Steel Samurai and Leon Claw. That's all that's about Leon Claw.
Dang, Steel Samurai's out for blood.
After we finished the head-to-head test, Louie went back to his Phoenix.
While I went back to testing out my Steel Samurai, 360 on dot.
How much is Steel Samurai like?
A stock one or a door one? Let's check it. 39.3.
That's like they brought the bro. You want 83? I said, bro, you want 83? I want Incendio.
Steel Samurai's pretty lightweight.
Let me see Steel Samurai. As always, when I try out this particular ratchet, this is either going to help or it's going to be a huge mistake.
50-50, right?
50.
This is from Leon Crest. It's the 760 ratchet, I think.
3, 2, 1.
It's a defensive type ratchet, and it's also the heaviest ratchet, which causes a lot of drag and stuff, but I think the problem with
He's already pretty lightweight.
Yeah. It's also really wide, so it straights easily. Especially if it's so low, but I think the problem with Steel Samurai might be that it's too light. The 760 ratchet does have that one protrusion, which either means it won't burst at all or it will burst instantly. So it's a little bit like a glass cannon almost.
This time, Louie switched to Leon Claw.
What Jose perceived here as drag was actually more likely a function of the tiny little dots on the dot bit, which is what caused Steel Samurai to wobble in a somewhat defensive pattern like that, as opposed to the 570 ratchet, with which the drag it causes is more of a stamina issue rather than stabilization.
Two.
Stupid one for you to try. It's the elevate bit.
Elevate is, of course, a more attack-oriented bit, as opposed to a more defensive bit like Dot. It'll probably have less stamina, but I hoped it might help Ben get a few more points.
I think that one would probably be considered a rematch, because I don't think you guys made contact at all.
Fat hole there?
Yeah, bro, it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I just looked at it, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. Bob and waving, bro. He ain't trying to get hit by stuff. Right.
Bob and weave, Bob and
You know he was gonna lose that stamina, bro. So he's trying to bob and weave and not get hit. All right?
Yes, the side you're battling on matters. At the time of filming, the rules for the tournament were that bladers would be asked if they wanted to rotate the stadium after each match. Now the rule has changed slightly. Rather than letting the bladers choose, the stadium simply will be rotated every match. The reason it matters is due to the extreme line. How you launch and the direction your Beyblade spins can make a notable difference. That's why whenever I'd notice Ben self-destructing a lot, I suggest switching sides, because it usually meant that his launch angle was aiming directly at the pocket. Although changing sides wouldn't necessarily help him learn to not aim for the pocket, it would help us better gauge his blade's strength by having him self-destruct less. Before this match, Ben and Louie switched back to the sides they were on before. Now Ben is going up against my Wizard Rod 960 Freeball. I wanted to focus on studying the battles and working on combinations for Ben, so Louie is battling on my behalf here.
The elevate bit was nice for attacks, but it was never going to stand up to Wizard Rod's stamina, so I switched back to point bit. Then we swapped it to gear bit.
For the record, the camera's not there.
Oh, wow.
Ben kept showing his Beyblades to the top-down camera even though it wasn't even physically there anymore. I had to set it aside to cool down and charge the batteries.
I'm used to it, okay?
Your brother goes like that, right? Didn't I?
Hey, that means he's getting used to it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. You can always show it to the big camera, to the
I might
camcorder.
have you. Oh, that's a nice shot. I might have you go back to this one actually. This one seems more stable for you.
Change the bit to point.
Up the top rope. Here, try my wooden rod. It's a slightly more heavier.
And Louie switched back to the dot build.
It cost us a price rod.
Oh, okay.
You gotta pull up the box. And you can't have those.
It's actually not. First Beyblade is the one that came to my mind. This is the one.
Guava. And they're both have purple.
Pee on it.
You don't start ordering for you. Close to it. It's just. That's one again. Gotta check my faces. Orange. 97 Maniac. Except for my deck.
So what's the difference between a wizard and a wizard rod?
I love how he turns around. What the? I should have it
Louie wanted to try out stock wizard rod. Pretty sure Ben's using the rush bit now.
You got like 5 random booster boxes, some silver one.
So the random booster bar is just random bays in there?
Random bays, yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a specific set of random bays. It's
Yeah.
semi-random.
Oh.
Basically,
Oh.
it's like
It's like a
there's
black
a
box.
prize bay that you're trying to get, and that's kind of like the one.
So it's like a loot box.
yes, it's like a
mystery
loot
box.
box. Yep.
Mystery box.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Thank you. 3, 2, 1.
And I'm back in the ring with my Silver Wolf 960 Glide. And then my Wizard Rod 960 Freeball.
And a miss launch from me.
I let Wizard Rod spin, you know, just to make it more of a fair fight.
I'm still recommending it because everyone's gonna have a good deck at one point or another.
So like, what's his name? Incendio Hammer, whatever his name is?
Yeah, Yeah,
Is he any good?
Incendio.
Incendio is a balanced type. I mean, I've heard good things about Scythe Incendio. Chain Incendio would be interesting to experiment with. I have no experience with Chain or Scythe, to be honest.
Here's the grip.
But I've heard that they're good. I don't have much experience with it.
Here's the one of the grips.
And now I'm throwing Venom, 360 point into the ring.
Like the shorter one right here, or your left leg. The all black one doesn't come with extra. You need to-
Venom on needle.
That's extra.
He's also a Japanese. This is Beyblade raffle. That's what scanning. So you scan your Beyblade, you get points, and then you can enter a raffle basically to get the special prize bays. The current one is worth at least $300 if you want to just buy it from somewhere else. Yeah, 32.
I said, hey,
Well,
depending on the results.
Hey, hold this out, hold on, bro. Hold that side, say it. Hold on.
to put it into perspective, up until yesterday, but they was in like, up until yesterday, Jerry was in my tournament. So I'm guessing out.
Venom on Hexa.
There you go. Is it Amazon page?
I think this is the seventh one.
Wizard Rod Bill.
Ben and Louie took a break, so me and Christian got into a little bit of experimenting with my Wizard Rod 570 dot.
Yeah, they'd certainly earned it. They've basically been blading all day.
Stamina.
I want to test the needle, but I'm actually very happy with that performance. Three, two. Oh no.
Going through that pocket. There's another crack forming over here too.
Yeah. I love needle, I really do, but I think Hex is going to be safer. I will test once again with point, because that was what I was using on it originally. But I think that build is just, at the time I didn't have as many parts when I made that one. 3, 2.
Hexa again. Point is a nice bit, but it really doesn't have the stamina to go against Wizard Rod. Frankly, neither does Hexa typically, but I was hoping its counterattack capabilities would be enough to give Venom a slight edge.
I'm happy with this because I did want to still bring Hexa into the ring. I do once again want to just double check my sanity on Glide versus Hexa.
Double angle.
Extreme finish! Can't out stamina the hut.
Now for Silver Wolf on Hexa, because I still wasn't sure if I wanted Glide or Hexa for Wolf.
Three, two.
I think when they come back, we can probably offer like, hey, you want to go to dinner? Or early, late lunch.
See what Glide on Venom is going to be like.
Now this is where things get interesting. On a whim, I tried Venom on Glide.
Getting a little scared.
Interesting.
Not really sure what to think about this.
There's panels coming back to your deck.
Venom. Well, Venom's already in my deck.
Well, but the wide Venom?
3, 2.
I failed.
Okay, so it might be
Triggered
Glide,
him.
Venom, and Hexa. Wolf, test this.
Christian gave me his Wizard Rod 960 free ball to test against.
3, 2. Venom, the last dance.
Wizard Rod.
3.
So, with shockingly Venom on Glide set in stone, I went back to make sure I was okay with Silver Wolf on Hexa.
Yeah, stop doing that during battle. Stop doing that during battle. Before or after, but not during.
I know, I'm just trying to stay awake.
Finally, I wanted to have some fun spinning the legendary beast, so we went through with me on Black Shell 560 Dot.
And I spun Cobalt Dragoon 160 Elevate.
Then, to make sure we got everyone, I did Vice Tiger 360 Needle.
3,
Still
2.
free.
Alright.
And here are our final decks that we'll be utilizing in the Level X tournament.
I'm running with Night Shield 460 Orb on my bench, Phoenix Wing 360 Hexa, Cobalt Dragoon 960 Taper, and Wizard Rod 570 Dot.
And now my final deck choice, I have Keel Shark 360 Cyclone, Dransword 360 Rush, and Steel Samurai 360 Rush.
And I've got Silver Wolf 960 Hexa, Wizard Rod 960 Freeball, and Venom 360 Glide in my deck, with Drigger 460 Gearball and Phoenix Wing 760 Needle on my bench. Wild Dogs!
So, this is the end of day 7 training. We got Ben's deck all ready. We got all of our decks ready.
And we're now ready for the tournament tomorrow.
Next stop, Level X.
At Victoria.
I may or may not have gotten footage of DJ Jose at work editing the audio.
Level Up Games in Hastings, Minnesota, where we can have a space to train without worrying about making too much noise, because Beyblades are loud. Here we're showing off our current collection of Beyblades at the time of filming, followed by what...
If you need some more like detailed cuts, just let me know. I think this is good enough to print. Yeah, me and Christian did some secret mountain training yesterday. We got our little decks already filled out. Next stop, Level X.
Add Victorium.
This dude.
Then he switched to his wizard rod. No. So used to saying wizard rod. Then he switched to